Well, good evening, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're drinking a beer from Brian. Thank you very much, Brian. It's from Niagara College, which worries me just a little bit. And why is that? Well, it's one of the small batch series, so it's a small batch brew. It's a student brew. Don't know which student made this. It's 5.6% alcohol. It is the watermelon sour. Now, the reason I get a little worried about Niagara College brews is I'm about 33% right now. On the yes, I love them. I'm probably about 25% on the they're okay. And about 42% on the please don't give me a beer by them again. All time though, since the school started, and there was a lot of students at the beginning that were making beers that would get infected, and there was a couple beers at one point that got infected from a yeast problem where a student brought in a yeast he wasn't supposed to bring in, and it infected a lot of beer. So I mean, not everything's been somebody's fault, and then sometimes you get a can that didn't seal properly because at the beginning their canning wasn't the greatest, or their bottling wasn't the so there's a lot of things that have gone on in that. But I am saying that I am over. It's not 50-50, it's 52-48 for the no, sorry, 58-42 for the okay versus nay. So we are above a 50% average right now, which is nice. So let's add this one to the thing, eh? So I'm going to assume assumptions here because again I'm not in Niagara and I can't go and talk to people anymore. I'm going to assume that this was kettle soured. It is hazy crazy. Now see, I know watermelon juice does not have a lot of color. It really doesn't. It's like a slight pink hue. But I always get weirded out when I pour a watermelon beer and it's that golden color. And I know it's not the fault of the brewer. It's just my mind expects, because a watermelon is that bright red fruit with the bright green husk. And your mind just expects a color to be there. But if you ever get juice that piles out of it, it's pretty much translucent with a little tiny pink hue to it, which I always find odd that the pink hue doesn't pick up in the head if you're using actual watermelon juice to make the product. This is just me talking. I'm not saying anything either way. I'm just saying that this is the way my brain thinks when I pour it, and I know I'm thinking incorrectly, but my brain still thinks that way. It's a paradigm that just hits the second I see watermelon in my beer and I pour my beer. So scent. That is weird. Holy fuck, the draft master is working hard tonight. And it's weird to me because it does smell very much. Uh-oh. Did I just... No, I didn't. Okay. Okay, sorry, I just had to make sure that everything was working in this room. Yeah, it actually smells like watermelon, but it smells like watermelon that's been sitting out a little too long. If you know what I'm talking about. Like you've cut it and it's been sitting there for a couple hours on a plate, and then you just start getting that smell. It's more the smell of the rind than anything else. But it does smell like watermelon. Cheers. I'm weirded out by this beer. It actually, It tastes like sour watermelon candies without the sugar coating on it. If you were to take a sour watermelon candy and like rinse it underwater to get all that sugar glaze off of it and then eat it, it's kind of reminding me of that. Well, I don't even know if that would happen, because there's probably some sugar in the gummy to begin with. It's watermelon. It's sour watermelon. And it reminds me, like, we get these sour watermelon slices. And it reminds me of the sour watermelon slice flavor without the sugariness to it. And the only way I could think of is, like, washing it underwater. But, again, if you ate it like that, I'm sure there would still be a sour sweetness to the gummy itself. Because the powder's probably where a lot of the sour is. So, maybe just eating the powder? Maybe? It says it's a watermelon sour. Tastes like watermelon. It has a sour note to it. I'd say it's more tart than sour, which is good because I like tart more than I like actual sour. It's refreshing. It's easy drinking. It's weird though. It almost has like a lactose sweetness in the back end. It's really weird to me that way. But it tastes fresh. It tastes real. I can't say anything bad about it. Would I buy it again? Probably not, but there's nothing wrong with the beer. So for that, I'll give it a 6.75 out of 10 because as you guys know, a 7 and up is I would buy it again. I wouldn't buy this again. I have no problem with this beer. I could drink this beer all the time. I just don't think I would pay the money for it again because it is just a slight bit odd to me. Anyway, guys, thank you. Thank you, Brian. Bye-bye.